Hi, this is Pastor Steve here at Emmanuel Lutheran Church. I'm with Theresa Shaw, our Executive Director, and we're here to talk about some exciting possibilities for this church. This is for the Adult Forum this coming Sunday, November 14th already, and we are going to begin a series of forums to discuss kind of the future of this church, the progress that we've been making with our vision and our mission and ministries here. We are grateful because God has called so many people to be a part of this. And do you know, Theresa, we have been here for over 60 years here at the downtown location. We're reaching a lot of people here, but we're also serving the greater community. A lot of organizations are helping us in ministry throughout Southwest Florida. And through the years, we have come to call ourselves one church with multiple communities. And if you want to hear more about that, go to our website. You can read about it, www.naplesemmanuel.org. Okay, now you're going to find out that we have traditional, contemporary services, and at Emmanuel Community Church, bilingual services. So much happening here, even out to the park, which you travel about 30 miles from here, where you will find a 40-acre plot of land to the northeast on the way to Ave Maria, actually. And it is there that a church is being planted, a mission development. And not only the church, but we're doing some community work there with Meals of Hope, one of the large food distribution locations. We've also got a lot going on with faith formation, our educational opportunities here at Emmanuel. And so you not only as parishioners have a chance for that, but we are also raising up new leaders for the future church. It's called Emmanuel Academies, and already we have 36 students that are training to become pastors in the greater church. So as we move forward, here are some plans. We're hoping to have every Sunday about 1,000 people in our worship. And beyond that, maybe 10,000 people monthly for our online virtual opportunities. So you can see the opportunities are growing and growing and growing, and lives are indeed being transformed. We have put together a team to help us identify how we will enhance the vision, but also some of the facilities that we're working with to see if we can make improvements there. So this, again, is the beginning of a series of forums to kind of, show some of the first steps that might lead, might lead to a capital appeal to implement the visions that are behind all of this. So with that, again, this is our first forum, and Theresa, you are going to help us understand right here in the downtown location at Mooring Line Drive what some of our opportunities are for development.
Well, Pastor Steve, I know by now people are wondering, well, what are they talking about and what are they going to do? We haven't heard anything. So I'm here today to share a little bit about how we imagine Emmanuel Lutheran Church downtown. Now, can you imagine attracting more newcomers, engaging the entire congregation more than we are engaging them now? Well, how are we going to do that? Well, we have a beautiful campus here that we can now look at how can we enhance that campus. Well, we're looking at the Lanai area as well as our Breezeway area, combining that and closing it in so that we would actually have a closed-in welcome space prior to going into the church.
We do have some inclement weather here every now and then.
Oh yeah, so we've just been thinking about that. But just let's imagine that we have those opportunities. We're looking at also multifunctional space. I know that most of you know that we have AA here every day during the week, and it's growing, it's getting larger. And I feel kind of bad sometimes because we don't have the space, they're outside, and it's raining. So it'd be wonderful if we had an enclosed space that they could utilize as well. And we want this to be one of the focal points of our church. If you go outside of the Lanai and look up, you will see a beautiful cross. Have you seen it?
You pointed it out to me. I should have seen it before, but it is a beautiful sight.
And it is something that we would really like to transform into a focal point for the church. Now, of course, we're just imagining and reimagining how things can be. So we'll certainly want the help of everybody as we move forward. But we're also looking at our educational space.
We have a great need there.
Oh, No doubt. If you go into our educational space, we are limited with the number of people that we can get in there. We would like to transform the office space, which is the administrative offices, and the educational center so that we have more space for our Sunday education forums, and also during the week when we have meetings and other activities, we would have the space.
We found out that a lot of people in the community use our educational space as well.
They do. And so we would like to make sure that we're utilizing all the space that we have in our facility. Also, we need to renovate our bathrooms and look at ways to have a smooth transition from our sanctuary to the educational and to our bathrooms.
It's all about hospitality too.
All
isn't it?
about hospitality. Yeah. And you want people, when they come to Emmanuel, to feel welcome, to feel like they know where everything is, and it's really smooth for them to get around. So we're really excited to be able to share some of the things that we're imagining. Now, when it comes to the sanctuary.
We've had conversation about this before in years past, but this is something new.
Right. When it comes to the sanctuary, well, we always know that this is a place where everybody comes each week. So we want it to be uplifting, which it is. We have a beautiful sanctuary, but there are always ways that we can enhance what we already have.
Right.
And lighting and those things are always necessary to keep up with the modern day. There's special lighting that could help us. There are also cameras that can help us see more of all the readings that we now do from just, we're putting them on the wall, but now we could look at actually having those areas transformed in special areas. So we're excited about that, possibly raising the sanctuary area in the front. So that we could possibly put the piano up and you can see better. So we are just imagining, but these things would certainly help.
Yeah, that space, as you discuss it in terms of the sanctuary, there have been some limitations with some of the use of that facility. And I like what you're talking about. And you also need to know the stained glass windows will stay in the sanctuary.
We wouldn't dare touch the stained glass windows.
Yeah.
But there is some modernization that we could certainly do. So we're looking forward to just sharing, showing, and getting input from everyone to see what's best for Emmanuel Lutheran Church on Mooring Line
I'm even
Drive.
getting excited as you're talking to me about
this. I know.
Where to next then, after the sanctuary?
Okay, so after the sanctuary, don't think we're not forgetting the Family Life Center. Once again, there needs to be some modernization of the Family Life Center. We're looking at increasing the size of the stage because we don't really have enough space on the stage for, the live service is just that. I mean, we have our music, our bands, and so we really want to have that space, again, lighting, our audio visuals. We want to make sure that people are able to see them and read them. We want to look at our colors, maybe different colors in there. And so I'm telling you.
I'm laughing a little bit because when I first came here in 1999, that was a gymnasium, pretty much. Basketball hoops and the balls were hitting the ceiling and everything, but we've come a long way. But you're saying we're going to come even further to make it a better facility for future use.
And the windows are beautiful, but we're going to have to do something that helps us. And when it gets hot sometimes and the sun's out there, it lends to a lot of being uncomfortable in that space. So we want to see what types of things that we can do to modify that as well. And we also want to look at the transitioning from the parking lot into those spaces. So we've really imagined and we've been dreaming, and now we want to share it.
Well, when you talk about the parking, that's always been an issue around here. And I think with these renovations, we're trying to streamline it a little bit so it comes back to that hospitality to help people feel welcome, not lost when they come here, right?
Right. Which way do I go?
Yeah, right.
So we want to make sure also that our signage needs to really be clear. That this is the way you go in the church. These are the areas that you can come in. This is the welcome area. This is the administrative offices,
Yep.
the education, and the family life center. So we'll be looking at signage as well. And if you think about it, if you go around our facility, when you look at all of the air conditioning units, and which we do, we focus on facilities as well, there are a lot of things that are newer now and modern, so that we don't have to have all of these different units doing what they're doing, but we can also look at possibly 1 unit, 2 units doing what we need them to do. So that's also something that we're looking at. So while we're looking at renovations, we're also looking at how we can keep costs down and actually running our buildings and our facilities.
Right.
So that's a part of it as well. Now, the last thing that I'm going to share with you is,
Okay.
you know, when we left before COVID, we had no idea of the impact.
And that's not an understatement.
No.
No.
But we didn't know that it would transition us into audio, video, more than it has today. And it worked in our favor. It worked in our favor that now we're still able to share with our snowbirds when they're not here. We're able to share with people who are homebound, in hospitals, nursing homes. We're able to share now anywhere.
Theresa, I've had more phone calls in this past year from people who have been up north and have stayed connected with us here down in Naples. They've missed some of the weather here, but they've been able to watch online what we're doing here in this congregation. So this is a big thing, especially going into the future. And I like what you said about that. It's kind of something that that came through a very difficult time, some innovation that was necessary.
That's right. But you know, if you think about what God says, a lot of times you have to go through. And when you go through, you end up being at a different place.
That's right.
And so we have gone through, we're not finished yet, but we're at a different place, and it's a better place for us here at Emmanuel Lutheran Church. And so what we're going to do is look at a media center. Now the media center will actually take up one of our spaces upstairs on the second floor, one of our classroom spaces or office spaces as they're used now, and it will be transformed into daily recordings, daily ministries, and all the work that Pastor Blees does in education. He will have a private space, and it'll be more professional. So we're excited about that as well. And what you don't know, some of that will also happen in our sanctuary and be connected to that space as well. So
this is an opportunity to coordinate all of those efforts with a media center that will not only help produce it, but to get it out in a way that everybody can enjoy it.
Yes, it will be. So we're really excited about all the possibilities. And I just hope that all of you will just imagine your own homes when you do a new kitchen, a new space, and how excited you are about it. Well, that's how we are. We're excited about being able to welcome people into a new space and a more modern space, and know that it's the way of the future.
That's beautifully said. Now, let me recap.
Okay.
So I'm looking at your notes here, but we're reimagining what can happen here on Mooring Line Drive.
That's right.
In the sanctuary, educational space, the Family Life Center, Media Center, all of that. And I think what we're hoping to do, if I'm not mistaken, is at the Adult Forum on Sunday to have some conversation with you folks who are attending, because these are the ideas that have kind of come to the top. And Theresa, you've explained them very well. They'll probably have a few questions, but maybe a few ideas as well.
Yes, and we look forward to that. So we're certainly hoping that all of you get to the Educational Forum on Sunday, and we will be there to discuss and again to listen to some of the suggestions that you may have.
Okay, well, let me say, I've got to remember to say this right here, because I was reminded that this is not the only forum that we are going to have on these topics. There are other projects, mission developments. I've already mentioned them at the beginning, whether it be Emmanuel Communities, the church at the park, Emmanuel Academies, Emmanuel Community Church, all of these entities that are a part of our One Church Multiple Communities. And we have kind of a listing of opportunities for improvements in those ministries. So I want you to pray and think about this. What's the vision? What's the plan? And what does God call us to be in this new day? Alongside that, we are first and foremost here to bring to this generation and for the generations to come the story of Christ and the love of Christ for all people and the mission that God has sent us into the world to be a part of. So, Theresa, next week we will have with us Pastor Blees and Howard Isaacson, the CEO of Emmanuel Communities and Emmanuel Academies, and they will be focusing on those two aspects of our mission and ministry. And then in the weeks following, we'll bring some more information along the way, and hopefully you'll get not only the information, but ideas and inspiration as well.
That's right.
Thank you so much, everybody. Enjoy the forum, and we'll look forward as well to seeing you in church on this coming Sunday, November 14th.